Contemporary American author Anthony Kelly has published 4 novels over the past couple of years. Now he's out with his latest novel called Illmatic, which tackles mental health. I talk one-on-one with Anthony for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Anthony Kelly, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Obviously, you're a contemporary American author who have actually written several novels over the past year.
Yes, I have.
In fact, the last novel you wrote was a sci-fi.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's right. And I had you on Quintin's Close-Ups for that.
Yeah.
You said recently on social media, quote, "It's been 4 years, 4 long years, but my 4th novel, Illmatic, is finally here."
Yes.
So, who is Anthony Kelly as an author 4 novels later?
More experienced, happier, I find more joy in writing now. Yeah, I have 1 child left in the house versus I think I had 3 in the house then. So now we almost got the last one out of the nest egg now. So yeah, way happier, having an excellent time these days. Yes.
When did you reach your happiness with writing these novels?
The first time I laid pen to paper is when I found joy in writing. Yes, absolutely. And that was, you can go back to 9 years old in the 3rd grade. Yeah, or even before that, really. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And so now you have Illmatic,
Yes.
that is. So why Illmatic? Why now?
Illmatic is a story that's it's about mental illness. It's dedicated to my mother, Louise Mays, the strongest lady I know by far. She raised 4 kids with while dealing with mental illness, bipolar schizophrenia. She was diagnosed with that in 2002.
Wow.
And it's been a battle.
Wow.
But it's brought my family a lot closer.
Yeah. And how much has this situation brought you closer to your mom?
Just being there for her when she's going in and out of hospital. Thank God she hadn't been in the hospital in a while, over maybe, I want to say 3 or 4 years now, but there was a point there where she would be in the hospital at least once a month.
Wow.
For years. Yeah, for years. And like I said, just sitting there having to feed her sometimes when she was completely catatonic, having to, my sister would have to sometime, take care of her hygiene for her. Yeah, she's been that low, and she's still here, and she's still fighting.
Still fighting.
Yeah.
So, having experienced your mom doing all of this and having to deal with this, where were you emotionally?
Quintin, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't even know when I hit my lowest with my mom, but I think I'm desensitized to a lot of things now. Growing up, seeing your mom being a strong woman, working sometimes 3 jobs at a time, to not being able to walk at some points or talk, and all that is in the book. This book is based on my mother's life, my experience helping her, my brother's experience, my sister's, my sister, and so all of that is in here, and I forgot the question.
No worries. What were your struggles writing this book, knowing that you have experienced this with your mother?
Great question. I compare this book. This is the only book that I compare to method acting. I've never been an actor, but I believe that some method actors, when they go into character, it's hard to come out. And the main character in this book, Monty, he's a veteran, Army veteran, who's going through his share of mental illness, PTSD. He's been in Afghanistan, Iraq, and he's having to witness his mom go through her mental illness. So it's like a double, whammy for him. And whenever I would go to write, go over the book, I've been over this book about 10 times now, and I would have to go back into his character, and that was a scary moment every single time.
This might be a very silly question, Anthony, but when was that Illmatic shift for you with this book?
What shift? What?
Where was the shift in this book for you?
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I think when I realized that going back into the story was really playing with my mind.
Wow.
Really, I mean, like hallucinations, like visual hallucinations, audible. I would hear things. So that's when I started taking it really serious, and that was about the third time I went over the book.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when were you at peace with this book?
When I got this in my hand, when I got the physical copy in my hand, that's when I exhaled and I was really at peace. And now that the book is doing well, I'm finding more joy in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we talk about Monty and obviously his mental struggles in the Army. What were the similarities between him and your mother?
Well, the story with the similarities with my mom and his mom, some of the things, some of the actual things that happened she was right there at the psychiatric hospital, MUSC, and I actually go into detail on how the place, the physical aesthetics of the place, how heavy the chairs are in there, some of the, because the more you visit a mental hospital, the more you get to see some of the things that go on every day. And I wrote down I have a combination of characters that I drew from while I was actually going in and out of the hospitals.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much has that experience changed you personally?
I got a greater respect for anybody who's having mental struggles. I mean, I believe, like in this day and age, we're all having some type of struggle mentally, and I respect those who actually come out and seek help. I respect those people who know that they're going through these struggles and they may, admit themselves to a hospital, or reach out to a friend to let them know, look, I'm having these issues. Yeah. Can we talk? I respect people for things like that. Yeah.
What else has this book brought out of you?
It took me to a different, deeper depth. As far as a writer, I had to really dig deep and do research, and so I would get things right. I didn't want to like glaze over it. I wanted to go deeper this time with this book, and that's exactly what I did. As far as research and medications, I have actual quotes from different websites on how medications affect a person. What could be some signs of mental illness. All that stuff is in this book, and that's how it affected me on a deeper level.
Why fiction versus nonfiction?
I've always had an imagination that's been abnormal, and I recently discovered this. Maybe 5 years ago, I thought everybody thought. I was the kid in class who would daydream and come up with movies in my head, which made me a horrible student, by the way.
No. I don't think
so. I would be the one who daydreamed all day long and play a whole movie, the whole period. And I thought everybody thought like that until recently. So yeah, that's how, that's where it comes from.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hate to ask this, Anthony, but when did all of this, with your family struggles and the book, when did all of this become like a movie to you?
Well, I want to say in 2002 is when my mom had her first breakdown. 2002, and that really was like a movie, Quintin. I'll be honest with you. If you're used to, now there were signs growing up, that my mom had some issues, but it wasn't diagnosed, and she had never had a breakdown, actual breakdown. So in 2002, everything kind of slowed down. That first breakdown, you go back in your mind and you remember seeing certain things, and it's like, wow, this is really happening, So yeah, 2002 is when it became like surreal, I guess you can say. Yeah.
And how have your other family members dealt with your mom's, experience in mental health?
Yeah, as best as they can. Yeah, my grandmother recently passed away. As a matter of fact, she passed away. Her birthday. I published a book on her birthday. But she passed away 2022 December, and I could tell it had affected her for a while. But all in all, she was a strong woman too. So, yeah.
What more do you know about mental health that you didn't know 20 years ago, or even before you wrote this book?
I know it, man. I could write another book on mental. I could write 10 more books on mental illness now. 2002. That's over 20 years of experience of going in and out of hospitals, the medication, the breakdowns, catatonia, all these different things that revolve around mental illness. I can tell you a whole bunch of stuff, man. Like, anything from we need more sunlight for serotonin to try to protect your mind from negative people, negative news, music. I can tell you a lot about it. Yeah.
What's keeping you at peace in your mind?
This. Writing.
Wow.
Writing is the thing that keeps me at peace. And people ask me that a lot. And I tell them, I said, if I did not write every single day, I don't know where I would be mentally. That's my outlet. And gardening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I garden too. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have my crops. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know this book is mostly about your mother's experience with mental health. But if you could write a letter to her right now, what would it be?
If I wrote a letter to my mom right now, that's a good idea. I may do that. I would tell her, hey, Ma, you still look good, girl. Simple as that. You still look good. And she would know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, she's the sweetest, man, and strongest. Yeah.
So when people pick up this book, what else do you want them to take away from this particular book?
Before I answer that question, Louise Mays is my mother's name.
Oh, okay.
Everyone at the Charleston Psychiatric Hospital, they know her.
Yeah.
She's like a movie star there. So yeah, she's. I'm sorry. What was the question?
Oh no! When people buy this particular book and read it, what do you want them to take away from it?
I want people, especially us, black people. I want black people to, first of all, realize that reading is essential. It's very important to read. That's something that was taken away from us as enslaved people. We never, I don't think we ever really grasp how important reading is. And reading this book in particular, you're gonna get all the tools you need to battle against any mental issues. Yeah, absolutely. They're in here. Yeah.
What more tools do you need to tackle this issue, mental health, with you and your family?
Well, I believe more support. Absolutely, more support. Because I'm really starting to dive deeper into mental illness and try to understand it even more. Even though I got a lot of experience, I would like to see more people smile versus frown and blow the horn at you and give you obscene gestures on the highway. I've been seeing a lot of that lately. And I think more people just need to smile and relax, Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. Contemporary American author Anthony Kelly, thank you for your time, and again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here, Quinn.
And how can people purchase your book right now?
You can go to Amazon.com, just type in my name, Anthony L. Kelly. All of my books are populated. Or you can go to my website, writethisway.com, and that's WRITEDISWAY.
What is the right way to write about mental illness?
I don't really think it is a right way to do it. And I don't think it's a right way to write about anything when it comes to fiction. Just write. I tell people all the time, because people ask me, how do you do it? How do you write books? Just get in there. You gotta have discipline. That's the key. Get there. Get in there. Find your space, your peaceful space in your house, your apartment, wherever you may be, and develop this routine, a ritual. I get up every morning. I light an incense. I put on my diffuser. Sometimes when I'm writing the story for the first time, I'll put on a little music to inspire me, and whatever scene you're trying to try to harness, you put on that type of music, Yeah, absolutely.
What particular character in this book, Anthony, inspires you?
That would be, there's a character in the book. Well, it's a few characters that inspire me.
Okay.
But I would say the one that stands out the most is a character by the name of Tabitha. And she's a love interest, without giving too much information. She's a love interest, and she's also a very strong woman. She's in a mental facility as well.
Wow.
There's quite a few characters in the hospital that you'll get to know, and people are already telling me that certain characters they're falling in love with, and they want to hear more about that particular character. And I understand why, because everybody's different. Yeah, everybody's different.
So you just mentioned that your mom is a movie star over there.
She is. She really is.
So who's actually fallen in love with her personally?
At the hospital, I don't know any names, but there's one particular lady there. I can't remember her name because we haven't been there in years now. But she has gold teeth. She has a strong Geechee accent. And every time she sees my mother, she's Louise, lady, how you doing? Right. And she takes care of her. She takes really good care of her.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I wish your mom the best. God's best to her and to you and the family as well.
Thank you. And I gotta say this.
Yes, sir.
Man, I watch your videos and I think you're doing your thing, man. You're really doing your thing, man. I'm really proud of you, Quintin. I mean that from the heart. Absolutely.
And thanks be to God for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure seeing you again.
Likewise.
Yes.
Yeah, man.